Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to another new video, and I had to make this video. I resisted making this video because it seems like everyone should already know this, but I'm going to go ahead and answer the question so many of you have been posing to me in the comment section and on Instagram in my direct messages about the stolen Demon 170 and whether it's true or not. And well, if you've seen the video on Instagram, then you know what I'm talking about. I'll put it up. This guy is great. I love this guy. I love his videos. He's entertaining, and no question, I don't know whether he got this image that he talked over in this video from somewhere else, or if he created it himself. But just by reading it, you can kind of figure out what's going on here. But I'll go ahead and play a portion of the video right now in case you haven't seen it, and why this is going semi-viral across the internet, or for sure on Instagram, and causing a lot of people to continue this story, giving it legs that it probably shouldn't have. So let's go ahead and play that.
So for those of you that don't know, literally after the show, after the big reveal of the Demon 170, it gets stolen. Literally, the first Demon 170 gets stolen. How? Don't really know.
All right, so you gotta laugh, right? I mean, that's hilarious. If it was true, this would be all over the internet. And there are people now, the conspiracy theorists, that are commenting in this gentleman's comment section saying that, oh, well, Dodge is going to keep this super secret because this is embarrassing. Oh, Dodge got it stolen themselves, so they collect the insurance money. All the crazy comments are hilarious, but it's funny because people still want to believe this so badly. And the reason why they want to believe it is because, yes, the Dodge Challengers and Chargers, the Hellcats and Scat Packs get stolen more than any other car in America, and they get dismantled almost instantaneously. So if you read the comments on this post, they're hilarious. Some of the things people are saying, and the whole thought of, well, people can't have nice stuff anymore, and as though this is like absolutely true. I'll tell you where I believe it's coming from is literally on, I think, March 18th and 19th, a beautiful 1970 Dodge Challenger, pristine condition, beautiful, $150,000 plus vintage car was stolen in Myrtle Beach from a car show. And it was stolen in the back of a car trailer with the Ford F-350 truck that was towing it. And that really did happen, and that is verified. Now, I gotta think that in perfect internet fashion, that someone saw that article coming out at the same time that they're launching the Demon 170 and decided to make the leap and push a story out there that the Demon 170 got stolen. Now, is it possible that it did get stolen? And am I completely wrong and this is all going to hit the news within the next couple of days? I guess it's possible, and you know, my video will go down in history as being completely wrong, but I will tell you, I don't believe for a second that car was stolen. There's no way that car was stolen. But it's hilarious to read the post and listen to this guy's video and envision this thing cruising down the Las Vegas Strip, and that there's not 9,000 police cars surrounding it and jacking the guy up, and that guy isn't going to be on every talk show once he gets bailed out of jail talking about it. I mean, there's no way this would happen and be kept secret. It would be out there and everyone would be talking about it. I think that 1970 amazing Challenger got stolen, and at the same exact time as they launched the Demon, the story came out the day that the Demon 170 was announced, and somebody thought, this is going to make a hilarious meme, or maybe we can tie this thing together. Who knows how things happen on the internet? But I'll tell you, if you are the one that posted the stolen story, you just got so much traction, so many views on YouTube and Instagram, because that video is also put on his channel on YouTube and likely going to blow up like crazy as well. But the car's not been stolen. I'm gonna say it. It's not been stolen. So I didn't want to keep you guys in this video too long talking about something that's not true, but I just want to get this over with because people keep messaging me as though I have some plug-in to the police departments nationwide to find out the story, or Dodge would call me. No, they're not calling me. I just know how to do some research and digging. I also know when somebody's trying to pull a fast one on me. And for those of you that believe it was stolen, I absolutely have an amazing, amazing bridge that I want to sell you for really, really cheap. So give me a call. It's not true. So with that, I do want to just pick up from my last video where I talked about how amazing the Demon 170 is, and that I would love to have one, and that the markups will definitely be high, but maybe not as high as some of you expect. Well, what I didn't anticipate was, and address even, is that yes, we know that the first day of launch, the first month of order openings, when orders started back in late October or so of last year for the last call cars, there is a large group of people with more money than brains. And I think there's no better description for those people, because dealerships love these people. Generally not the brightest candles burning, but somehow they got their hands on a whole bunch of money. I know that's an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense how somebody with a lot of money could really be stupid, but that tends to happen, and it happens a lot in this country, and good for them, more power to them. But what the dealerships know is the first day something comes out, that every dummy in the world with a bunch of money is going to be running to get their orders in and overpay. So the dealers have to cast a wide net to see how many of those dumb fish they can catch as early as they can catch them. And we're seeing that right now with all the last call cars. The first batch of orders, the first few weeks were heavily marked up, 50, 100,000. You saw a Black Ghost at $500,000 on eBay, because that was them casting a humongous net to see how many dummies will swim into it. They need to do that. If they started too low, then they would be leaving money on the table. I don't agree with this practice. I don't agree with what they're doing, but they're doing it anyways, and they know that there's a group of people with massive amounts of FOMO, fear of missing out, that they're not going to get one if they're not the first ones, that will call them and throw their money at them, commit to a ridiculous price, and maybe it's because they want the lower production numbers, whatever it is, but they're going to pay that money. And that happened. We see that on the last call cars. People who ordered the first few weeks, the first month, were trying to get their order in because there was all kinds of pressure created around. These cars are going to sell out fast. Tim Kaniska said, you better get your order in quick.
So the key is lock up your allocation as fast as you can for that last year.
Yet today, there's still over, 4,000 Hellcats unordered still out there, whether you want the slim body or the wide body and the 717 variant. These things are still out there, tons of them. There will be more as people back out on their orders to go get these Demon 170s. And the markups are coming down. Today, if you want to put an order in for a Hellcat 717 wide body, you can find a dealer that'll do one for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Versus the first month, it was $50,000. Yes, there's still dealers out there holding firm at the 50, but I've found quite a few that are saying, look, if you want this car, I'll do it at 10, I'll do it at 15, I'll do it at 20. I'm just not going to pay that markup. I know I indicated in the last video I might consider it with the Demon 170. I will tell you, I was high on excitement from that car as well. Is it wrong to say I would be willing to pay a little bit more? I just do think that that car is ridiculously special. So when I said that, I don't know if I really would. I need somebody to call me and tell me what deal they would do if I would order one. And I don't think that's happening right now, because there's so many absolute blithering idiots that are willing to pay $100,000 over, $150,000 over. And when you call these dealers, people are commenting in my comments, hey man, I call dealers and they want $100,000 over, they want $150,000. Of course they do. It's like day 3 or something after they announce that car. They're looking for the biggest dummies out there and hoping you go, okay, I'll do it because I got to have that car before anyone else. Duh! That's the person they're waiting for. The rest of us, just imagine if everybody said, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that $150,000 more. Get realistic, come back to earth, and I'll go ahead and pay something modest because it's a pretty special car. Even though I don't agree and I think it's horrible, let's say $10,000, $20,000. Still stupid, but let's just say I pay that because I do believe they underpriced that car knowing dealers were going to do this. Kaniskas also said that cars without markups would be built first. The problem is if there's no cars sold without markups other than the cars that were bought by people connected to these dealers, then they're the only ones that are going to get the cars first, and the rest of everyone else who pays $1 in markup are going to be waiting for their cars. So I don't know that that's going to work, but I can tell you that these markups have to come down. But if all of us just said, no, we're not going to do it, we're not going to buy the car with $100,000 markup, then next week you would see dealers doing $50,000 markups. And until they're not able to get these orders in anymore because no one's willing to pay these huge markups, the markups will come down. And they're going to play it cool. They're not going to advertise like, oh, we're only a $25,000 markup. But I can promise you that there ain't 3,000 people out there willing to pay $100,000 markups. Maybe 50, maybe 25 for sure. But the 100,000 markups, I just don't see it happening, especially with a commitment of 3,000. Now, some of you also said that you don't believe these cars will all get built. The only reason I think that's going to be a challenge is because they committed to selling matching build number, production number, if you own a Demon. So if you own number 2850 in the original, in the 2018 Demon, then they will sell you that same exact number in the 2023 Demon 170. So if they make that commitment and they can't deliver on that commitment, that's a problem. So what are they going to do? If somebody with VIN number 2850 says, okay, I'm going to take you up on it. I want to buy that car. I'll pay the markup, whatever it is. I want the same exact number as my car. I want a matching set, as Tim said. Then what are they going to do? Skip a whole bunch of cars and have car number 2850, but then not have 200 or 300 cars because they're not going to build them all? My expectation is they will build these cars before they build the regular last call cars, because they could short us on the last call cars and not be painted into a corner with a certain number of cars that are numbered that other Demon owners want to buy to have the matching set. So it would make more sense that they will just not deliver on other cars than not deliver on this group of cars, on the Demon 170s. So with that, everybody, be patient. Don't believe that the dealers are going to be at $100,000 markup and that's just what it's going to be. Wait. You want one of these cars? Wait. Wait till July. Start calling the dealerships and see how many are left over. Find the dealerships and get on a list and say, look, if you can get $100,000 markup, great. If you can't, here's what I'll pay. Ideally, it'd be awesome to get them at MSRP, but I do agree that these are going to have a challenge. My original video I was going to make on this car was going to be the highest markups ever seen in the history of cars will be on this car. But I just believe, based on the 10 things I shared with you in one of my prior videos on this economy, and look, right after I did that video, thousands and thousands of more people got laid off from their jobs. Rates bounced up again. We've got massive economic issues taking place in our country that I don't believe there's going to be that many people, as many people as people think, out there slinging around all this extra cash and markup. So I believe later in this year, more towards the middle of the year, there will be some opportunities to pick up some cars at sticker, maybe not the Demon 170, but maybe the 807, Hellcat Red Eyes, maybe the 717s, definitely some slim bodies. And by the way, check this out. You want to buy a Scat Pack? Go look at how many Scat Packs you could get. There's so many Scat Packs that are unordered. We're talking, like, I think it's over 5,000 of the wide bodies. Not ordered, just not there. You want a narrow body? It's even less. So maybe reverse, but nonetheless, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of Scat Packs. How dealers are still asking for markups on Scat Packs is beyond me. So if you want one of these last call cars, a Scat Pack or a Hellcat, just be patient. The patient person wins. And that is true in any negotiation, in any situation. Just be patient. Give it time. The first week is the net to catch all the dummies, and the rest of us come in later on and get the better deals, and these guys get royally screwed. Imagine. Now, yes, if you got one of the early VIN numbers, maybe that's worth paying that extra money for some of these dummies. But for the rest of us, I don't care what VIN number it is. I don't care if I got number 3000 or number 2800. I'd be happy to have one of those cars, especially if I didn't have to pay this ridiculous huge markup. So just play the market, folks. Play the market. Play the supply and demand game. Watch closely on DodgeGarage.com. Watch those allocations. Even if they're not perfectly accurate, they give you a good barometer as to what's taking place with orders out there. Just know that I don't expect that they're going to update cars allocations for cars that were ordered but canceled. So watch the dealership websites, especially in your local areas and nationwide, and be willing to fly somewhere to drive the car back if you can get it at MSRP, because that will happen. Stay tuned. I will keep you up to date on more stuff. I've got another video coming out. We're going to talk about some Durango Hellcat stuff, a little bit of drama that's out there right now that I think I can give some perspective on, having dealt with other situations like this. So stay tuned for that video. And again, I'm in my cop car because my daughter borrowed my Dodge Charger this week, and I am out of town in beautiful Palm Desert area driving my ridiculous cop car. And I will end this video like I did my last video for those you who have not seen the cop car, and just show you the stupid cop car. This is the greatest thing ever. All right, there she is. What an obnoxious machine. This thing is great. It's so much fun. So please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.